So let's start with the national news. So the first news was Niti Aayog and India SME Forum. They have launched a Million Women Arise initiative for women entrepreneurs. So the theme is basically a million women arise. It means they want that more and more women should come and start their own entrepreneurship journey, right? So let's understand what are this important aspect of this particular news. So first of all, what you have to remember, the keywords here is the name, a Million Women Arise initiative, launched by Niti Aayog plus India SME Forum. Organizers are these two particular organizers. And if we talk about the data of women in the registered MSME in India, so as of now, there are 6 crore registered micro, small and medium enterprises in India. And out of these SMEs, 35% are only owned by women. And we want that more and more women should come and there should be a parity. All right. What are the key focus areas? So key focus area is enhancing formalization, provide mentorship to these women, how to start your own business, how to gain the market access, right? And how to integrate their business with e-commerce. So that is the focus here. But one more thing, along with that, they will get certain extra help also. For example, aid in financing, marketing, networking, like this. And India SME Forum, they have partnered with Indigo Airlines for better travel solution also, right? These are the things you should know. And India SME Forum is what? It is a not-for-profit organization. Yeah. So remember the keyword, Million Women Arise, Niti Aayog, India SME Forum, and focus is on women entrepreneurship and development. Yeah. Chalo. We will be a bit quick in this, right? And we are going to focus again on the keyword so that you are able to solve the MCQ. That news is only important for me if I am able to solve the MCQ using that particular keywords, right? Chalo. Next is Ministry of Panchayati Raj launches MWFGGP initiative, again for women empowerment. You would see that majority of the ministry, they are working toward, especially the micro, small and medium enterprises, they're focusing on developing work for women. They want that more and more women should come and start their own businesses, right? So Ministry of Panchayati Raj has also launched this MWFGGP initiative. So what is this initiative? Let's understand. So it is basically Model Women Friendly Gram Panchayat Initiative. Okay. And it has been launched by Ministry of Panchayati Raj on 8th of March. 8th of March was what? Which day is celebrated as 8th of March? It is celebrated as International Women's Day. Okay. So what is the objective of this initiative? They want to create one model Gram Panchayat per district. And what they will do in that particular Gram Panchayat? They will promote gender sensitization, girl-friendly governance. What is girl-friendly governance? They should create certain policies through which the women, the girls are getting maximum benefit. Okay, like for example, let's say they can provide midday meal scheme, which is already running in the schools, but they can provide a good and clean toilet facilities. They can provide knowledge for, let's say, the girl menstrual cycle in the school, right? There are multiple social taboos related with girls, and we have to empower them, right? And how we can empower them? Through knowledge. We have to first create awareness regarding the problems they are facing. And if we have the people, especially the men, they are aware of the girl problems, they can help them, right? So there are other aspects also. For example, they will provide virtual training programs, real-time monitoring, that how those model Gram Panchayat are progressing. There would be a proper real-time monitoring dashboard would be there. Then nationwide Mahila Gram Sabha will be there to promote grassroots women participation. They also want that women should also participate in what? The governance. Okay. I believe you all have watched this OTT series called Panchayat. One part of that series is what? Of that particular serial is what? That how women are also coming into the governance. And it all starts from the grassroots level. First, women will come into panchayats. Then they will come into, let's say, the district level. At the state level, they will form the part of the, let's say, state assemblies. Then Lok Sabha. Like this, we want to make the progress for women. and that all will start only from the grassroots level, that are the panchayats. Okay, what are the keywords? First of all, MWFGP initiative. Purpose is what? One model gram panchayat for girl friendly governance. Okay, remember this thing. And this particular thing aligned with the vision of Prime Minister Modi for creating safer, inclusive, and socially just gram panchayats. Okay, and all these things will make what India? It will make India a Viksit Bharat by 2047. See, Viksit Bharat does not only mean that economically we have to grow. It also means that it should contain inclusive growth. All section of society should progress. Yeah. Chalo. Next is Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Mandhan Yojana. Okay, so this is scheme. This was in news. So basically, this scheme is providing financial security for unorganized workforce. All right. So let's understand some of the basic facts. That first of all, remember this scheme was launched on 15th February 2019. Okay. Focus is on what? The unorganized workforce. Now, you would be surprised to know that in India, around 93 to 95% of the population is working in the unorganized sector. Unorganized sector means what? Those who don't have social security. They don't have formal employment. For example, street vendors, rickshaw pullers, construction workers, domestic workers. Okay. So they want to target these workers so they form the majority of the workforce. See, in the organized sector, you will get pension, you will get social security, you will get PF. But in unorganized sector, there is no such kind of facilities. This scheme, Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Mandhan Yojana, focuses on this unorganized work. So in order to be eligible for this scheme, the age limit is 18 to 40 years. Okay. And your monthly income should be up to 15,000 rupees. It should not be more than 15,000 rupees, your monthly income. Then only you would be able to apply. All right. So what are the benefits? Let's see. Under this, you'll be getting 3,000 rupees per month once you cross the 60 years age as a pension. Okay, remember this thing. But remember, your income should not be, monthly income should not be more than 15,000 rupees. So worker will contribute a fixed monthly income with equal contribution from government. Let's say a worker is giving 300 rupees per month. So the government will also pay equal 300 rupees to his pension. Right? And this scheme is implemented by Ministry of Labor and Employment with the help of LIC. Right? Remember these two. These are the keywords here. So if I want to write the keyword, first of all, PM Shram Yogi Mandhan Yojana. Okay, 3,000 rupees per month pension. Eligibility, remember, 18 to 40 years. Income should not be more than 15,000 rupees. And implementation by Ministry of Labor and Employment plus LIC. This is your keyword here. And one more thing, there is also e-Shram portal. So if you want to register in that, those who are from unorganized sector, they can freely register themselves over this particular portal for all the social security benefits. Yeah. Next is Union Minister Prahlad Joshi launches India's first AI-powered solar manufacturing line. And guess what? In which state? Gujarat. See, in India, you would notice that there are certain states, especially the southern state. Let's say Gujarat is there, Maharashtra is there, okay, your Andhra is there, Kerala, Karnataka. So it's not Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra, okay, Gujarat. These are known as the manufacturing state because majority of the manufacturing is going on in these states. Reason being, first of all, nearness to port, so the supply of material is easy. Government policies are very easy. There is single window for every kind of licenses. We should employ all these things in other states also. Yeah. So let's see what the news is. So first of all, where it is located in Kosamba, Gujarat. What it is what? It is first AI powered solar manufacturing line. They will use solar energy for manufacturing the different items. Okay, and it has been started by Goldie Solar Private Limited. You don't have to remember the name. Just remember where it is. Okay, so what? So speed of production, if I talk, since it is AI, right? It is the buzzword. So it will produce 10,000 cells per hour. Okay, remember this thing, 10,000 cells per hour. Also, everything is automated. Yeah, these are the things. So you don't have to go in very much depth here. Just remember the location, Gujarat. What it is? First AI solar powered manufacturing. Yeah. Chalo. Next, we have India's first World Peace Center inaugurated in Gurugram, Haryana. So we all have heard about World Trade Center, but there is a new World Peace Center, and it is inaugurated in Gurugram, Haryana. Why India has been chosen as the center? Because see, Mahatma Gandhi, a true leader who have worked very hard for India's independence, for India's freedom. He believed in peace. India is globally recognized as a peace-loving country. Okay, truth and non-violence, ahimsa, are our what? Our basically values. Okay, so that's why they have created this World Peace Center, where in Gurugram, Haryana, and this was led by basically Ahimsa Vishwa Bharati, which was led by Jain Acharya Lokesh Muni. He was the basically, you can see, the leader for this, right? Who has helped to start this World Peace Center, right? What is the purpose? Again, to promote peace education, to promote environmental preservation, equality, and institutional peace building. These are their goals they want to do through this World Peace Center. Raise awareness. Okay. Social responsibility is also very important, right? And the ultimate goal is what? Sustainable development. These are the things they want to promote. So what is important here? World Peace Center. Its location is what? Gurugram, Haryana. You will tell me in the comment section. There is one very important international organization whose headquarters is in Gurugram, Haryana. Tell me in the comment section what is the name of that international organization. I have also given you the hint. Yes, chalo. Next, let's talk about some of the international news. So, Mobile World Congress 2025 was held in Barcelona, Spain. Okay, let's understand. So, basically, what is the purpose? So, Barcelona, this Mobile World Congress Barcelona, it is renowned as the world's largest and most influential event for the connectivity industry. They bring together all the global technology for, especially for example, let's say the communication industry, innovators and policy makers also, and they actually showcase their latest advancement. Okay, so from India, our representative was Union Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia ji, right? And first of all, the location is very important: Spain, Barcelona. Okay, from India, Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia. And what was the theme? Theme was converge, connect, and create. The focus was again on 5G, AI, digital DNA. All these were the focus area. And in this particular event, Google won the Glomo Awards. Right? So remember this thing. You don't have to remember these awards. Just remember the theme, the location, and the event. Mobile World Congress 2025. Okay. Done. See, there are multiple aspects of a news. Do we need all the information? Not required. You have to solve the MCQ simply. Okay. MCQ can be found from all these particular keywords. And these keywords would be sufficient for you to solve the MCQ. Right? Chalo. Next is India and Nepal signs MOU to strengthen cooperation in the WASH sector. WASH means what? It is related with basically water, sanitation, and hygiene. And this is very important for any. Water is important for all the human beings. Sanitation is very important because if you want to live disease free, you have to focus on sanitation and hygiene. Because this is very important for smaller children. Because if we don't teach our children how to be hygienic, what we have to avoid, they will catch disease. If they will catch disease, they have to go to hospital, doctors. It will incur some money, right? Also, when they are going frequently to the hospital, they can't focus on education. So this is a very vicious cycle. That's why we have to focus on the WASH. That is basically water, sanitation, and hygiene. So India and Nepal, they have signed an MOU, right? It will also include waste management. What is the focus? What is the ultimate objective? The ultimate objective is to basically strengthen the public health sector and through regional cooperation. And remember one thing, if you see, this is Nepal, and majority of the rivers, they flow from Nepal to India. So that's why Nepal is very important for hydropower electricity also, right? And see, for hygiene and for sanitation, running water is the most important factor for proper hygiene. You will see that majority of you, even I'm not talking about any particular religion, but you will see that majority of the people, the poor people, they live beside the river banks. They wash their clothes in the river. Why? The river water is flowing. They don't use the pond water because pond water is a stagnant or still water, and still water creates what? Disease. But running water, it will not. See, the Kumbh has happened. More than 50 crore people, they have came to take bath in this holy water. But even then, due to running water, the, you can say, the waste or the cleanliness has still been maintained, right? Waste management actually. So remember here, India plus Nepal, MOU on wash, in bracket you can mention public health. Okay, it will also focus on rainwater harvesting, groundwater management, right? Actually, one more important thing I want to tell you is that groundwater is one of the most important source for agriculture. Around 90% of the groundwater is used for agriculture purpose, right? So that's why we have to conserve the groundwater also. The government has also launched a scheme called Atal Bhujal Yojana to conserve the groundwater, right? Next, let's talk about the banking, finance, and the economy related news from this particular week. India extends $1 million US support for food fortification project in Lao PDR. To understand this Lao PDR, this is a country. You can see here in the map. Here is Laos. It is surrounded by Vietnam, Thailand, okay, Myanmar, right, and China. So food fortification, India has extended $1 million grant, right? Grant they have given, not the loan. Okay. And what is the purpose? To strengthen large scale food fortification. Food fortification is basically, if I talk about food fortification, it is basically adding essential vitamins and minerals to the food. For example, milk. Milk can be fortified using vitamin D. Okay, so you can add these certain vitamins into the food, right? So the common fortified foods are, you can say, rice, wheat flour, edible oil, milk, like this. And WHO and FAO, they both have recognized and recommended food fortification to improve nutritional status. Okay, remember this thing. So as per the World Food Program, food system enhancement is very important, and to address the nutritional deficiency is also very important. Yeah, so remember this thing. So India is also following the sustainable development goals. They have pledged. So remember the keyword here is what? India, $1 million to Laos, or what? For food fortification. Yeah. Next is RBI imposed monetary penalty on Bombay Mercantile Cooperative Bank and two others. So please remember the name of the bank, because in the exam they can directly ask these kind of questions, that recently RBI has imposed penalty on which of the following banks? Cooperative banks. So remember, first is Bombay Mercantile Bank, and the other two are, these are Nasik based banks, right? First is Business Cooperative Bank Limited and Lasalgaon Merchant Cooperative Bank Limited. So all these three banks, they have been imposed penalty. So Bombay Mercantile Cooperative Bank has imposed 33 lakh penalty. Why? For violating the provisions and earning from unauthorized business. They are earning some money from some businesses which is not authorized as per the banking regulation of 1940. Okay, so because of this, they have put this penalty. And the other two banks, what were the reasons for imposing penalty on these two banks? So they were not following the RBI directions of income recognition. Okay, remember this. Now understand one very important thing, some static fact about cooperative bank. First of all, these are member-owned financial institutions, and they work on the principle of cooperation. So here, people come together and they bring themselves and bring with themselves funds, and through these funds, they lend also. And focus area is what? To provide credit to small businesses, farmers, and weaker section at affordable rate. That was the main initiative. So we have urban cooperative bank, rural cooperative banks at different levels. And all these banks even are regulated by the Reserve Bank of India. Yeah. Next, we have Japan and India renewed their bilateral swap arrangement of 75 billion US dollar. Now, first understand this term swap arrangement. What is this swap arrangement? Bilateral swap arrangement. Basically, it is an agreement between two countries. Here, India and Japan is there. Agreement is between what? About what? It is basically to exchange their currencies. India has rupee, Japan has yen. So it is an agreement to exchange their currency at a predetermined exchange rate. So for example, let me give you one example. Let's say right now $1 is equal to 83 rupees. It is possible that tomorrow it can become $1 equal to 90 rupees or $1 equal to 50 rupees. So this is known as what? Exchange rate fluctuation. So in order to avoid this exchange rate fluctuation, two central banks, they agree to swap their currencies to provide liquidity. And the exchange rate has been finalized. Okay, at $1 equal to 183, we are going to exchange. Right? So remember this thing. So this will provide what? This will, let's say, if India in their forex, in our forex reserve, we have different currencies. So if we are, if our yen is, let's say, getting decreased in our financial forex reserve, we can swap it from Japan. And after our work is done, we have to return it, right? And similarly, Japan can also do the same thing. So it allows both nations to exchange local currency for US dollars, ensuring liquidity support during market stress. All right, remember this thing. So India, Japan, 75 billion US dollar swap arrangement. Right, this is your one-liner current affairs. Here, chalo. So a swap arrangement is basically a financial agreement between two countries to exchange currency under predefined conditions. Generally, they fix that rate. Okay. Purpose is what? Enhance liquidity and stabilize the forex reserve. That is the most important. Right? Chalo. Next is SEBI launches Bond Central, a centralized data for corporate bond. Now, before moving on to bonds, let me explain you what are basically bonds. So bonds are basically debt instruments. Okay. These are basically fixed income security issued by governments. It can be issued by corporation. It can be issued by institution. And what is the purpose? To raise capital. Okay. So there are different types of bond. Government securities or government bonds is there. Corporate bonds. Let's say Tata has released this Tata corporate bond. Municipal bonds are there. Sovereign bonds are there. And when this company releases these bonds now, people will buy this bond and give money to this corporates or government. And government will use this money for either for, let's say, some capital projects, business expansion, or for public debt, right? So how it is different from equities? Equities basically are very risky. In debt, now you will get a fixed percentage of interest and your principal amount is safe. But in equity, your principal can also go up and down. It is not fixed. That's why bonds are low risk than equities. They will give you fixed rate of interest, right? That is the benefit. So SEBI has launched this Bond Central. So it is basically a centralized portal for all the corporate bonds. let's say Tata has given some released some corporate bonds, Reliance has released some corporate bonds. So there is a single portal bond central where you can compare all these kind of bonds, which is more beneficial, which is giving more interest, right? Just like there is this policybazaar.com where you can compare different kind of insurance. Similarly, there is bond central where you can compare the bonds of different companies. All right, and it has been created by Online Bond Platform Provider Association with support from National Stock Exchange, Bombay Stock Exchange, and National Security Depository Limited and CDSL. These are the development agencies involved here. And what is the ultimate objective? The objective is to enhance transparency, reduce information asymmetry, so that, let's say, if I want to purchase some kind of bond, I should have all the necessary information, all the type of examples in front of me, so that I can compare and I can invest. The most important aspect here is to boost retail investor participation, because see, population of India is also one of its strength. People generally consider India's population as its weakness, but it also is one of its most important strength, right? Well, if more and more people will invest, we will get the money, na? See, if Indian people, na, they will they have so much of gold, even if they sell, na, only one or two item from their house, na, government will have huge amount of corpus. They can repay all their debts in just one go. But people don't do that, na? What is the benefit for people? But whenever it is required, we can help. Next is India grew at 6.2% in third quarter of financial year 25. And there is a news that Indian economy is going to expand by 6.5% in FY25 as per the NSO's report, National Statistical Office, one of the most reputed one. And it actually give the economic survey data of the growth of India. First, understand the financial year 25 means 1st April 2024 to 31st March 2025. And in this financial year, we have multiple quarter. Quarter 1 is April, May, June. Quarter 2 is July, August, September. Quarter 3 is October, November, December. And quarter 4 is what? January, February, March. So they say that in the third quarter, India grew at 6.2%. Right? This is basically the prediction. Okay. So this second advanced estimate has been given by National Statistical Office. Right? The real GDP will be 6.2%. Okay. And the financial year GDP projection is 6.5%. If you can remember, if you have read the economic survey, last year we have grew by 6.4%. All right, so remember this. Well, next is the Bank of Baroda achieved ISO 22301 2019 certification for business continuity management. Okay, so which bank? Bank of Baroda. Please remember the name. Please remember the certification. And what does this signify? Business continuity is what? It basically, this business is working properly. Okay, it will help mitigate disruption from cyber attacks, natural disaster, and system failure. So this certification is very important. This certification actually sets that there is good risk management, good operational continuity, and swift recovery during crisis. And this has been recognized by Business Continuity System Management by British Standard Institution. And today follow the British system, right? So what is the key benefit for bank after receiving this certificate? It will strengthen the operational resilience. It will say that bank can operate very well even during the crisis time. It has a good risk management capability. It means the bank is strong. It can take the damage, no problem. It has a good operational efficiency and it have good crisis management, right? Remember, Bank of Baroda. Okay. Next, we have HDFC Bank launches Project Huck to support Indian Air Force veterans. So what is this Project Huck? So basically, the Indian Air Force pensioners, since pensioners are 60 plus years, veterans and their families, they have basically signed, Indian Air Force has signed a MOU with HDFC Bank, all right, to enhance financial access and services. So there will be different service centers would be opened. So around 25 centers will be opened in different cities, and it will provide various government to citizen and business to customer service. All right, let's say if you want to update your pension data, you can go to there. If you want to transfer, if you have any kind of queries regarding your pensions, or let's say if there is a family, if the husband has died, what will happen to the pension for the wife, everything you can go and sort out, right? So Project Huck, HDFC Bank, for Indian Air Force, pensioners and veterans. So these are your keywords, right? Next, science and tech related news. So DRDO has unveiled BM04 SRBM. I will tell you what it is. Basically, it is short range ballistic missile. You can see here. It will enhance the defense capability. So DRDO is the premium organization, the topmost organization for defense related work in India. Okay, and they have showcased this in Hyderabad, Vigyan Bhavan. Right? This is a two-stage solid fuel missile. And the range is what? 400 to 1500 kilometer. Please remember the range. And the weight is 500 kg warhead it can take. Right? And it uses both GPS and IRNSS. So let me tell you one thing. USA, the GPS is what? Global positioning satellite. It is of USA. Similarly, Japan has this quasi-zenith satellite system. Right? Then India is also creating its own, that is known as IRNSS, Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System. Right? It will be basically, we want to basically replace GPS through this IRNSS. Right? And this accuracy of this missile would be, since it is using GPS and everything, so accuracy would be less than 30 meter. Error possibility is less than 30 meter. Right? Achha, you will tell me in the comment section that there are how many satellites in the Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System. How many satellites are there in this IRNSS? You will tell me in the comment. Okay, so this is basically going to help the missile technology and the overall defense of India. Right? So remember this. Remember the range and weight. Next is NASA and Nokia launched the first mobile network on Moon. Now, see, it is basically the revival of Nokia. And you would be surprised to know that once Nokia was the leading manufacturer of mobile phones. Everyone was using Nokia in the early 2000s and the late 90s. And suddenly it ended. So there is again a big conspiracy and big story behind that Nokia was not able to move. Its operating system name was, I believe, Symbian. So, and the Android was far more superior than that. So Nokia did not actually adopted this new reforms, and it was like, okay, hamara chal to raha hai na, let's continue it. And slowly people start shifting towards Android because it was more functional, it was more useful. That's why we always say that always refresh your strategies. Don't stick to only one thing, because if you only stick to one thing, na, even in your preparation, if you are using the same strategy every time, you are going to get the same result. Always please re-strategize, refresh your strategies, then only you will get a different outcome. Okay, so here NASA and Nokia, they are going to launch the first mobile network on Moon. So it is basically the revival of Nokia. Okay, and the mission would be named as IM2 mission, and it will be the part of NASA's Artemis program. So NASA's Artemis mission is basically for Moon. Please remember, just like China's Chang'e 4 is there, na, it is also for Moon. Similarly, NASA's Artemis program is for, right? So the name of the lander on this Artemis mission would be Athena. So it will carry the Nokia's lunar surface communication system, which will actually provide this 4G technology or internet in that particular area. Okay, they basically, it will be like internet on the moon surface. And who is going to provide? Nokia. Nokia said that Earth pe to mera kaam ho gaya. Earth is of no use for me. Let's focus on moon. Right? So it will help in real-time data transmission, video calls, and other operational related stuff. Okay. And the NASA goal of returning humans to the moon by 2027. That is the main objective. Clear? चलो, so NASA plus Nokia, n equal to m. NASA, Nokia, Moon. Please remember this thing. NASA, Nokia, Moon, mobile or internet, whatever you can remember like that. Okay. Chalo. Next, let's talk about awards and recognition. PM Narendra Modi conferred the Honorary Order of Freedom of Barbados. So Barbados is basically a Caribbean nation, and it has given the highest civilian award. The name of the award is Honorary Order of Freedom of Barbados, the highest national award, right? And it has been given to Prime Minister Modi. So our Prime Minister was not able to attend. So on the behalf, it was received by Union Minister Pavitra Margarita. Okay. And why he was awarded? Because for his work in strategic leadership during the COVID-19 period. Because India has helped other countries also during this pandemic. Our vaccines were exported also, right? And India has India and Barbados, they have a relation since 1966. And we have done different development projects in Barbados also. Okay. Next, Chinese architect Liu Jiakun is won the Pritzker Architecture Prize. Now remember, Pritzker Architecture Prize is just like the Nobel Prize, but it is the Nobel Prize, you can say, for architectures. Okay, for the architects. So remember the name Liu Jiakun. He has won the award, right? And since this Pritzker Prize, it was established in 1979, and it is known as Architecture's Nobel Prize, and it has a monetary benefit of $100,000 US, right? And from India, Balkrishna Vittal Das Joshi was the first Indian winner in 2018. Balkrishna Vittal Das Joshi. Okay. So remember this Liu Jiakun, he is the 2025 winner. Okay. And this Jiakun architect was founded, his company was founded in 1999. It is basically focusing on Chinese traditional element and sustainability. In his architecture, he uses all the traditional Chinese influence. Okay, so he has created multiple things. All the works are given here. You don't have to remember this thing. Just remember the name Liu Jiakun Pritzker 2020. Okay, chalo. Next, reports and indices. Coursera report. India leads in generative AI adoption. Women lag at 29.6%. It means that this Coursera is basically, you know, that it gives all kind of courses for different technical things. So it has said that Indian women form 40% of Coursera learners, but only 29.6% out of these women enrolled in generative AI courses. Okay. And if we talk about India and the entire world, so women account for 32% of generative AI enrollments globally. But from India, only 29.6% women has enrolled in that particular. It is showing what? That the world is moving towards generative AI. Generative AI is what? Chat GPT, which is generating what? Text, videos, music, everything. There are other apps also. Okay. The world is moving through this. World is going towards the generative AI, right? So it is basically showing what? That from India, women should also come in more numbers, and they should learn the generative AI things. Okay, all the softwares or programs, anything, right? Next is the Wealth Report 2025. Now, this is a very important news. Please remember this thing. As per the World Wealth Report, India ranked fourth globally with 85,698 HNWIs. HNWI are what? High net worth individuals like Ambani, Adani. Na? So as per this report, India has 85,698 high net worth individuals, which is basically a 6% increase from 2023. India ranked third in number of billionaires. We have 191 billionaires. And last year, only 26 new billionaires were added. Right? And there is a projection that India's high net worth individual will grow by 9.4%. And if I talk about globally, USA is at number one with 9,05,413 high net worth individuals. India has 85,000. Second number is China with around 4,71,000. Then third is Japan, 1,22,000. Number fourth is India. If I talk about percentage wise, India holds 3.7% of global wealthy individuals. Okay, we have to improve, right? Hello. Ab jaldi you get clear, you clear the exam, you become a PO, you become a clerk, you become everything, and then after getting a financial stability, start some kind of business. Okay. Hello. Next is PM Modi released India's first ever riverine dolphin estimation. There are 6,327 dolphins in India. The riverine dolphin, it means the river dolphins. The highest number are in Uttar Pradesh. Now, this is a very important thing. People say, sir, how dolphins can be in Uttar Pradesh? My friend, India has 6,327 riverine dolphins across 28 rivers in 8 states. Right? And majority of them are in the Ganga Brahmaputra basin. The Ganga river, the Brahmaputra river, majority of the dolphins are there. And 3 Indus dolphins in the Byas river, Punjab. Right? So number 1 is Uttar Pradesh, because the entire Ganga river flows through Uttar Pradesh. Then Bihar, then West Bengal, Assam. Why Assam? Because Brahmaputra river flows through that. Okay? So UP, Bihar, West Bengal, Assam. Remember the sequence. This survey was conducted by Wildlife Institute of India. Okay? Chalo. Acha, one more thing. There is National Board for Wildlife. The chairperson is the Prime Minister himself. Okay? Next is the sports news. So in the sports news, first news was FIFA has banned Russia and Congo from 2026 World Cup. Now there will be no Russian team. So what was the reason for ban? So Russia banned since it has been banned since 2022. Why? Because of the Ukraine invasion, the Russia-Ukraine war. Okay. Congo was excluded due to third-party interference in Football Federation. Congo has a different case. So Congo is an African nation, and due to since it has involved some third party in the Football Federation, that's why it has been blocked. So they can't play the football FIFA World Cup, right? And if I talk about Pakistan's status, initially it was banned, but later it was reinstated. Now it can only participate in the 2027 AFC Asian Cup qualifiers. Okay. So remember, 2 countries which have been banned, Russia and Congo, from the FIFA World Cup 2026. Right? So remember this thing. All right. Any doubt till now? Guys, if you have any kind of doubt now, achha, one more thing. If you want the PDF, you can join my Telegram channel, GA by Yash Sir. Please follow this Telegram channel. I would be sharing all the important data and news regarding your exam in this Telegram channel. Okay? So remember this thing. Next is appointment and resignation. Right? Achha, one more thing before moving on. The FIFA 2026 World Cup, it is going to happen in US, Canada and Mexico. Basically North America. All right? So the first news was RBI appoints Dr. Ajit Ratnakar Joshi as its executive director. Very, very important news. Please remember the name Dr. Ajit Ratnakar Joshi. He is the ED of RBI. All right. And previously he was the principal advisor at DSIM. Right. So he holds CAIB certification from Indian Institute of Banking also. Please remember the name Dr. Ajit Ratnakar Joshi. Second appointment is Government of India appointed Ajay Bhadu as CEO of GEM. GEM is what? Government e-marketplace. Right? So GEM is what? It is India's largest e-procurement platform and it is run by government. Okay? It has been created by TCS. Remember this thing. Ajay Bhadu is the new CEO of GEM. Alright? And he has replaced Mr. L. Satya Srinivas. And Ajay Bhadu is a 1999 batch IAS officer from Gujarat Cadre. Right? So he has held all the important portfolios right till now. Okay? And if I talk about GEM's net valuation, so 4.58 lakh crore till now. and 28.65% growth rate is there. It is a very good platform. If you want, if you are a manufacturer, if you are a business owner, you can list your product on the government e-marketplace. The government can directly procure from it only. And the future is GEM only. Okay, all the online tenders, it will be removed. You have to place your tender, your biddings, everything on GEM, and everything would be procured from GEM only in future, right? All right, so let's start with the national news. The first news is Vigyan Dhara scheme. Okay, boosting India's scientific research and innovation. Vigyan means what? Science. All right. So let's talk about this scheme. What is the important component of this scheme? So basically, this particular scheme, it is not a new scheme. It is basically consolidating three Department of Science and Technology schemes. All right. So to strengthen the research, innovation, and technology, they are actually basically consolidating three earlier scheme into a new scheme known as Vigyan Dhara. All right. The objective and the focus of these schemes are same: to promote research, innovation, and science and tech. And for this, what is the amount they have given? 10,579.84 crore rupees. All right. And remember this thing. See, in the examiner, they ask you that what is the budget outlay for this particular scheme, right? And again, the focus area remains same: research and development infrastructure, innovation. Okay. And there is also this scheme is also going to support the grassroots program. Grassroots means at the village level, let's say at the district level. So inspire Manak scheme. Okay. One very important thing is the focus area. So the focus area is basically, see, we can't teach a old person science regarding science and tech. Na? Science and tech is basically for increasing, for you can say igniting the curiosity in a child's mind. So the focus area is basically 10 to 15 years old student, right? So they are going to focus on these students, and as of now, more than 50,000 individuals have been benefited through this program. All right. So please remember the name of the scheme: Vigyan Dhara. The budget outlay 10,579.84 crore rupees. Focus is on R&D, right? Innovation. Clear? And the next word is keyword you can remember is that it has now been benefited more than 50,000 students. All right. So please remember this thing. Is it clear? Yes, no? What is Vigyan Dhara? Okay, Vamshi, this is your first class, na? So I'll always focus on the keyword. Whatever the news is, na, you have to select some of the keywords through which, see, because if you're not focusing on keyword, na, it would be very difficult for you to recall the entire news and solve the MCQ, because MCQ is getting solved through keywords only. All right. So see, one more thing is this Inspire Manak, right? So again, it is again run by, first of all, Department of Science and Tech, which comes under what, right? So focus is what? Focus is basically to help the Manak means what? Manak, understand, Manak means million minds augmenting national aspiration and knowledge. National aspiration and knowledge. Okay. So this particular scheme is basically for igniting, motivating the class 6 to 10 students, right, from government and private school to have some new creative ideas. Because from, if we are not focusing on the children from the early age, na, developing the science and technology aptitude, na, it becomes very difficult. Okay. So and so remember, under the scheme, those students who are selected, na, they get 10,000 rupees also as, you can say, stipend type. Okay. So remember this thing. So this is all about the Vigyan Dhara. This is your keyword which you have to remember. Okay. Chalo. Next is India AI and GSI launched India AI Hackathon 2025. Focuses on what? Mineral targeting with AI. Now understand one thing, that AI is being used in every area. All right. And understand one thing. Guys, can you give me a minute, please? Just give me a minute. There's some. technical issue, I think. Can you hear me properly? Just confirm if you can hear me properly. One student was saying, sir, your voice is cracking. Okay, got it, fine. Okay. So AI is now in every field, health, education, everyone. Now remember one thing about this news, India AI. Okay, and see this India AI, na, it is the government of India's strategic initiative to promote artificial intelligence, and it comes under what? It comes under Ministry of Electronics. Okay, and understand one thing is this India AI, it is collaborating with GSI. Focus is what? Mineral discovery. It is not only limited to health, education, or computers. If you want to enhance mineral discovery, because see, minerals like, let's say, copper, diamond, and nowadays lithium. Lithium is very important for what? Your mobile batteries, right? Your electric vehicles. So to for mineral exploration also AI will be used. So this AI and machine learning, machine language, all these things would be used for that. Okay. And who all are collaborating? The Coal India Limited for coal. Okay. They have signed for non-ferrous material. Non-ferrous means which does not contain iron. For example, let's say copper is there, coal is there. Okay. So for all the analysis, geological analysis, AI will also be used, and for this they have created this AI hackathon in which they are going to invite students and other players to create some kind of app, some kind of technology, some kind of software which can help the people to explore minerals. Okay, so this is the main theme about your India AI hackathon. Okay, so understand this thing. And see, this India AI, na, this is the main agency leading the artificial intelligence reforms in India, and it comes under Ministry of Electronics. Please remember this thing. And this India AI mission, na, it was approved by the Union Cabinet in 2024. Clear? So please remember this thing. So nothing. See, this news is not very important, but they can ask you that which India AI has collaborated with GSI for mineral exploration. Okay, so remember this formula. Okay, is it clear? Chalo. Next is Indore launches India's first PPP based green waste processing plant. First, understand what is this PPP. PPP means public private partnership. Okay, it means government will provide you the fund, you provide us the technology, and together we can develop something good. Okay. Acha, one student was asking, sir, what is this GSI? So India and GSI means Geological Survey of India. Okay, Geological Survey of India. Okay, so please remember this thing. All right. So where is the India's first PPP green waste processing plant has been established? So answer is Indore. So again, the keywords. All right. First of all, this has been done under the Swachh Bharat Mission Urban. And remember, Indore has been the cleanest city for the past 2 or 3 times. Okay. So Indore is one keyword here. Swachh Bharat Mission is one keyword here. Okay. Waste management, waste processing is one keyword here. All right, and through PPP model. These are your keywords to solve if any MCQ comes through from this. You don't have to remember that how much money they are charging, yeah, how much waste they are charging. You don't have to remember these kind of things. This have been given to you for your understanding, right? So this plant has been located in Bichholi, which is a place in Indore, and it is going to process 30 tons waste on a daily basis, right? So the project operator is Astronomical Industries Private Limited. So this is the private company, and it has collaborated with what? Public. Public here is what? The Municipal Corporation of Indore. This is the public entity. So public private partnership. Is it clear? Yes, no? Sir, how to watch your class by making running note or just listen to you? So I am, see, that's why I'm giving you keywords, right? Just mention news number 2. These are the keywords which I have to remember. That's it, because I'll be uploading the PDF. You can go through it again, but again focus the keywords. You won't be able to analyze the keyword yourself. Initially, for the let's say 1 or 2 months, I'll be telling you keywords for every news. You prepare it, okay? Solve the MCQs. If you are able to solve it, then it is good. है like this, you have to create your own short notes. Right? So please remember this thing. Chalo. Next news is Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman launches mobile app for PMIS. What is this PMIS? Prime Minister Internship Scheme. So if you have read this year's budget na, so there was very important aspect in research and innovation. So they have also increased the stipend under this Prime Minister Internship Scheme. So Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Corporate Affairs, they have together launched the Prime Minister Internship Scheme mobile app. Okay, so they have launched this mobile app. So now, what was the purpose? So first of all, this Prime Minister Internship Scheme, it was announced in the Union Budget of 24-25, and they want to provide 1 crore youth with internship in India's top 100 companies over the next 5 years. So that is the main purpose of this scheme. How many youth? 1 crore youth in the next 5 years. So who all are eligible for this scheme? So 21 to 24 years of old, if you are eligible. Okay, and you will also get 5,000 per month rupees as stipend and a rupees 6,000 as a one time payment, right? So it is not free, it is also paid, right? Paid internship, it is very good. All right, and see, the companies is going to cover the 10% of expenses through their CSR. Now understand the term here called corporate social responsibility. What is this? For example, there is a company called Reliance. Reliance has made a profit of, let's say, 1 crore rupee or 10 crore rupees. Okay, so as per the corporate social responsibility, the company has to provide 2% of their profit for the social welfare. So social welfare can be in the form of providing education, health, or let's say providing stipend to the students. So that is the main feature of this Prime Minister Internship Scheme. And the news was about that there is a new mobile app for the no, you don't have to read the 600 page. I have already created one video over the paid class. Okay, you can go and watch, and let's say if you are not able to find it, you can watch over the YouTube also. I have taken an entire session on the union budget. Please go through it, है ना? 1 hour video it is, so you can properly remember it. And I'll also share the PDF in my Telegram channel, GA by Yash Sir. Okay, you can watch it over there also. No need to read the 600 pages, it is not required. See, students always forget that for any kind of competitive exam, okay, you should know what you don't have to read. And your preparation should be always exam oriented, not knowledge oriented. Please remember, there's a very big difference. Majority of the students, they think that if we acquire knowledge, we can clear this exam. It is not right. This is not a strategy, proper strategy. Your strategy should be based upon your exam. If in my exam there is only 40-50 questions are coming, for 40-50 questions, should I read 5,000 news? That is not a logical thing. And also, in out of those 50 or 40 or 50 questions, you only have to attempt around 20 questions with 80-90% accuracy. So just remember, just for 20 questions, do you have to read 5,000 news? Because on a daily basis, 10 to 12 news are there. In a month, how many? 600 news. So for the past 6 months, if you are covering GA, you have to read 3,000, 3,600 news, which is not a logical thing to do. Because your exam does not depend only on GA, it depends upon quants, reasoning, English, and then GA is also one part. You know which area are the scoring area and which area is not very scoring. GA is not a scoring subject, please understand it. You can't compare it with quants or reasoning or English. Take any GA exam, be it banking exam, SSC, state exams, even in UPSC. 50% of the mark if you are getting in the GA paper na, you are a topper. So always be prepared. Your strategy should be focused on your exam, not on knowledge gaining. It is not about knowledge बोलते ना कि you don't have to absorb everything, right? You have to absorb only those things, retain only those things which is relevant for your exam. That's it. Okay, chalo. And if you don't know how to what to read, you can contact me. I can also talk to you over the call and let you know what should be your preparation strategy for the banking exam. Chalo. Next is Prime Minister, MOE launches PM Yuva 3.0 to nurture young authors and promote Indian heritage. ठीक है, Ministry of Education launches PM Yuva 3.0. What is the purpose here? To nurture young authors and promote India's heritage. Okay, so if you are an author, you like to write, you can join this PM Yuva 3.0. Okay, so which ministry? Ministry of Education, first keyword. Okay, name of the scheme PM Yuva 3.0. All right, what is the objective? Promote young authors under 30 years. This is your second keyword, right? And it is also aligned with the national education policy. Clear? So this will be a national level competition, and this is going to be conducted over my government portal, and you can enroll in this, and if you won, you will be getting some prize money also. And this scheme is managed by National Book Trust of India. So this is your third keyword. Okay, so Ministry of Education PMUI scheme, promote young authors under 30, and the scheme is managed by National Book Trust. Using these information, you can easily solve the MCQ. Okay, so you are saying, yeah, my contact number is 964 344 3102. Okay, you can contact me over there. Just first drop a message, and don't directly call me. First drop a message, then we can set a time for a discussion. Let's talk about the international news. India and Armenia signed MOU for cooperation in medical product regulation. So which two countries? India and Armenia. I am writing the keyword on the side. Signed a MOU for what thing? For medical product regulation. Okay, ठीक है, and for diplomatic training also. For diplomatic training, it means all the IFS officer from India and from Armenia, they can cooperate and share their knowledge with. Okay, so which organization from India has signed this MOU on behalf of Government of India? Central Drug Standard Control Organization. They have signed the MOU with CDMTA. CDMTA is what? Armenia's drug control agency. Okay, and for diplomatic training, Sushma Swaraj Institute of Foreign Service from India and the Diplomatic School of Armenia, they have signed. You don't have to remember these names. Just remember the name of the countries, for what purpose they have signed the MOU. Okay, and what are the key cooperation area? Again, first of all, International Solar Alliance, Global South Summit, right? And for educational ties also. 1000 plus Indian students, they can go and study in Armenia, and vice versa, right? So cultural cooperation, and this will enhance what? This will enhance the bilateral ties between India and Armenia. Okay, so these are your keywords for solving the MCQ. Questions can be asked that which country has signed a MOU with India for training the diplomats and for medical product regulation? So answer would be Armenia. Okay, chalo. Next is India and Cambodia held third FOC to strengthen bilateral cooperation in health and digital tech. So just like the previous one, India and Armenia for medical product and diplomatic training. Similarly, India and Cambodia, they have collaborated for what? Health and digital tech. Okay, so let's see the news. So there was this third foreign office consultation which held in Siam Reap. Siam Reap is a place in Cambodia. So during this meeting, they focused on the political ties, trade, defense, all these things. Because see, two countries now, whenever they come and talk, they talk about multiple things. They talk about polity, they talk about economy, they talk about defense, right? And further, culture to cultural collaboration, right? For example, heritage conservation. These were the areas in which they discuss. Okay. Also, see, this is India, and just like this, here is the Southeast Asia. So there's a foreign policy of India. The name of that policy is Act East policy. So Cambodia is very important partner of India in this Act East policy. Okay. So remember this thing. So India and Cambodia for health and digital technology, they have collaborated. Is it clear? Yes, no? Those who are watching, can I get a yes, no? If it is clear. Now you will tell me in the comment section that how many countries are there in ASEAN? Okay. How many countries are there in ASEAN? You will tell me in the comment section. Next is India chairs 68th session of UN Commission on Narcotics Drugs for the very first time. Now this is a very important news. Okay. So United Nations Commission on Narcotics Drugs. This is its 68th session was held. Okay. And who is the chairperson? Chairperson is from India, and the name of the chairperson is Ambassador S.S. Kumaran. So please remember these keywords. Okay. And what was the venue? Venue of this session was Vienna, Austria. Second thing you have to remember this. All right. And do you have to remember who all the key participants were? No, it is just for your understanding. So from different countries, there are more than 150 countries who were attending this conference, right? So from India, 10-member delegations were there. You don't have to remember this. What you have to remember is United Nations Commission on Drugs, 68th session. Vienna was the venue. India is the chair. Okay, and you can mention in the bracket Mr. S.S. Kumaran. So this would be your, and see, focus is on what? What is the purpose of this meeting? To stop drug abuse, to stop illegal drug trafficking. And see, in India, states like Punjab, Haryana, these are very much a sufferer of drugs. Okay, especially the youth of Punjab. And you must have seen a movie called Udta Punjab, which actually focused on the drug problems in Punjab. Okay, and see, India is actually situated in the middle. So let's say, just see the diagram. Okay, just rough diagram. Okay, let's say this is India. Here we have Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Iran. Okay, so this is Iran, this is Pakistan, this is Afghanistan. So it creates a crescent shape. Okay, which this is known as what? Golden crescent, which is a very important area for drug smuggling. Similarly, here also like this, in which Thailand is there, two more countries are there, which forms a triangle, and this is known as Golden Triangle. These two areas are the most prone areas for drug trafficking, and in the between is India. That's why India is now cheering, because India stand its voice against illegal drug trafficking and drug abuse. Okay, these are the things you won't get in any kind of current affair magazines or things. These are the things which you get through the knowledge, which you get through years of experience, through learning multiple things. That's why I love to share all these kind of facts with you, so that apart from your syllabus, you have actual a bit idea that why India is focusing on drug trafficking or becoming the chairperson of Commission of Narcotic Drugs. There should be reason. You should also see the reasons. Okay. See, I'm not saying it is not going to come in your exam, but as a person, as a human being who is studying something, you should know some extra information also. Okay. Chalo. Next is Government of India and UN Women co-hosted ministerial roundtable on women's empowerment at 69 CSW. Okay. So this 69th session on Commission Status of Women, okay, CSW, was held in New York at the United Nations headquarters, and this was hosted by Government of India. Okay. So please remember this thing. Government of India hosted this thing. What was the theme of this meeting? Digital public infrastructure to accelerate women-led development. Okay, and financial inclusion. So this is a very big theme. It is not going to be asked in your exam. Please remember this thing. But even then, you can remember some keywords. For example, digital public infrastructure and financial inclusion. Okay. And what was the objective? Objective was to emphasize digital and financial inclusion. See, women are very important. For see, around 50% of the population of India is women. And if you are not promoting women to work and to have some certain exposure, then the GDP, the economic growth of India will not take place. right? So the purpose is basically to enhance digital and financial inclusion, to bridge gender gaps, and to promote women leaders. We want more and more women leaders to come and cooperate and contribute to the nation's growth, right? So these are the things you should know. And see, what are the participation for this meeting? G20 countries representatives were there, right? Other nations, Panama and Qatar were also there. These things you don't have to remember. Okay. So name of the meeting, CSW, venue, New York, theme, and objective. 4 things you have to remember. Okay. Chalo. Let's talk about banking, finance, and economy very quickly. So India's total exports increased by 6.2% to $750 billion during April to February 2025, right? Which is a very good sign. Okay. And remember, 2 things you remember, that which is the largest export partner of India. Largest export partner of India. Tell me in the comment section, who is the largest. See, these are terms which generally used only for meetings. Okay, summits, round table, these are used interchangeably. The agenda here is what? To come together and discuss on some kind of issue. That is the main meaning of round tables or summits. Okay. Now tell me the largest export partner of India. So it is USA. Okay, and India has a trade surplus with USA. Trade surplus. Okay, and largest import partner of India. Import. It is China, and we have a huge trade deficit with China. Okay, so please remember this thing. And I am giving you one homework. Go today, check the internet that what is the trade deficit of USA with China. You would be surprised to know that. Okay, so do go and check that thing. Now, just remember the export has increased. Also, combined imports has also increased. Okay, our imports are 839.89 billion. Export is 750 only. It means we are in what? We are in a trade deficit. Okay, we are in a trade deficit. Okay, so remember this thing. Also, because what, the merchandise trade was reduced, the goods transport were reduced. See, there are trade in 2 types. First is merchandise trade, which include the solid goods, and right, and the second one is the service trade. For example, what would be the service trade? For example, we have company like TCS, Infosys, Wipro. They are doing projects for USA. It means we are doing what? We are doing service export. Okay, so please remember this one. Chalo. Next is RBI and Bank of Mauritius signs MOU to promote Indian rupees and MUR for bilateral transaction. See, in order to decrease dependency upon dollar, every country is now trying to promote what? Local currency transactions. Okay, I can use rupees in Mauritius. Mauritius can use MUR, their own currency in India. Like this, they want to promote. Okay, so they have Reserve Bank of India and Bank of Mauritius. They have signed an agreement to promote cross-border transaction using INR and MUR. MUR is the currency of Mauritius. Okay. Now, how the questions can be framed here? That recently RBI has signed an agreement for cross-border payment transaction with which country? So answer would be Mauritius. So what is the objective? The objective is basically to facilitate INR MUR transaction for all current and permissible capital account transactions. Okay, and this is also going to help the exporters and importers, right? Because if it is a domestic currency, they don't have to require it to transfer into the local one. Okay, earlier what they have to do, they have to first take in dollars, then convert into Indian rupees. So it was again a big documentation. Okay, you don't have to remember who are the persons involved. It is just for your understanding. Okay, chalo. So which country? India, Mauritius, INR, MUR, cross border transaction. Now let's see. Let's say you go to Mauritius, okay, as a tourist, and now you can use your Indian rupee for any kind of transaction. That would be easy or not? That is the thing they want. Okay, chalo. Next is Paytm Money Limited receives SEBI's approval as research analyst. Now Paytm Money, okay, they are now be treated as, they have received the certificate of registration as research analyst. Who has given the certification? SEBI. Okay, as per the research analyst regulation 2014. What research they are going to do? So it is going to enable Paytm to do research services. For example, investment insights, which shares you can invest. Okay, they will also give you report about retail sector. They will also give you information about institutional investor, mutual funds, all these things, right? So what are the investment products they can give? Mutual funds, stocks, IPOs, ETFs, NPS. So these are the things they are going to provide information about. That's why they have taken the license of this research analyst. Okay. Also, a new UPI trading blocks for seamless payment and enhanced tool for better investment decision making they have launched. Okay. So now what kind of question they can ask? That recently which company has obtained a research analyst license by SEBI to work as a, you can say, a research analyst. Okay, so correct answer would be Paytm, है ना? ये चीज याद रखिएगा. चलो. Next is Piramal Capital and Housing Finance partner with Punjab and Sindh Bank to enhance rural and semi-urban lending. See, rural areas again are very important because see, even today, more than 70% of the India's population lives in rural area. So in this, people have requirement for money. So which two companies? Piramal Capital, okay, and Punjab Sindh Bank. These two companies, they have collaborated for providing easy credit to the rural and semi-urban areas. Okay, so who are the target audience? So basically, the people who are basically from low income and middle income group, and from tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Okay, since Punjab Sindh Bank have more than 1575 branches. Okay, they would be able to provide a good services to these regions. Clear? So your keyword is what? Piramal Capital plus Punjab and Sindh Bank, rural and semi-urban credit. This is your short note for this entire news. Okay, chalo. Next is SEBI cuts rights issue timeline to 23 days for faster fundraising. Okay, not very important news. Okay, just remember there SEBI has basically reduced the timeline for rights issue. All right. So rights issue, now they have said that right issue must remain open for 7 to 30 days with stock exchange and depositories. Right. And see, this is not a very important news. This is just for understanding that, first of all, understand what is a rights issue. Okay, this is known as what? Current static linkage. Current static linkage. This news and in itself is not important, but what is important is what does this term rights issue means. What does this term right issue means? So basically, it is a way for company to raise additional capital by offering existing shareholders the right to buy more share. For example, let's say Vamshi Raj. Okay, Vamshi Raj. Let me call you Raj. Okay, Raj, you are a shareholder of, let's say, Tata Motors. Okay, Tata Motors wants to raise 5,000 crore rupees, right? Like you, Tata Motors have more than lakhs of shareholders. Okay, but they have raised only 4,000 crore rupees. Now they want to raise 1,000 crore rupees additional fund. So they are going to issue rights. How? By doing what? By offering additional shares to you and other shareholders. And if you purchase those additional shares, you are going to pay Tata Motors the money for that value. Okay, and that is known as what? A rights issue. So what is the difference between a normal share buying from Tata Motors and a rights issue? In rights issue, you get the shares at a discounted price. See, most important thing is you get a share at a discounted price. Why? Because Tata Motor is giving the shares to its actual or it's already have shareholders. Okay, so to existing shareholder they are giving that extra share. That's why they give it at a discounted price, right? So that is the purpose here of rights issue, that is known as current and static linkage. So they have said that if rights issue will be open for 126 to 23 days. Okay, and it is going to be effective from 7th of April. Clear? And ultimate purpose is what? Ultimate purpose is to raise money from the existing shareholder by providing them shares at a discounted price. That is known as rights issue. Is it clear? Yes, no? Vamshi and other students, is it clear what is rights issue? See, this is known as current with static linkage. Okay. This news in itself is not important, but what is important is what does rights issue means. Chalo. Now let's do the science and tech news. Very important news was NASA astronaut Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore. Everyone remembers that she was stuck in space, but along with her, Butch Wilmore was also stuck in space for 9 months. They were not able to return. Okay, so they have, first of all, please remember the spacecraft name, Space Crew Dragon. Very, very important. Through this spacecraft, Sunita Williams and Barry Wilmore reached Earth from the International Space Station. Okay, so please remember this thing. Clear? So the name of the spacecraft is very important. Okay, and for through this, Sunita Williams has achieved certain things. She has completed 3 space missions. Okay, and she has spent more than around 608 days in space, second highest for any US astronaut after Peggy Whitson. Please remember the name Peggy Whitson. She has spent the maximum number of days in the space. Barry Wilmore, he has spent 464 days in space. Okay, so these are the things you should know. Chalo. Now, books and authors. Justice P.N. Prakash launches book Memories of Milestone to celebrate 60 years of Blue Cross of India. Okay, we everyone knows Red Cross, है ना? So Blue Cross basically it is for the animal welfare. Okay, so please remember the name. Memories and Milestone. Okay, and who was the author of the book? The author is V. Sri Raman and Lashman. These are the 2 authors, and who have released the book? Justice P.N. Prakash. Okay. So this Blue Cross is basically, it is a leading animal welfare organization which was established in 1964. Okay, and a very important initiative of this Blue Cross is animal birth control. Okay, this is the first global human sterilization initiative for street dogs. Very, very important. Please remember this thing. ठीक है, ये चीज याद रखिएगा. Now awards and recognition. Dr. Jayashree Venkatesan becomes first Indian to receive Ramsar Award for wetland conservation. She has done extremely good work in Tamil Nadu, especially in Chennai. Okay, so she has protected this Pallikarnai marsh in Chennai, and for her work and for her contribution, she has also published more than 30 scientific papers, right? So for her contribution, she has won the Ramsar Women Change Maker Award 2025. Dr. Jayashree Venkatesan. Please remember the name. Okay. So very warm welcome to all of you again. And in today's session, we are going to cover the weekly current affairs from 23rd of March till 31st of March. So let's start with the national news. And guys, please follow the keywords, which is important here. All right. Follow the keyword, make your short notes. I'll also tell you how to make the short notes. Okay. So first news was Make in India's leap in electronic manufacturing and exports. So we all know that India want to become a Atmanirbhar nation by 2047. We want to become a developed nation by 2047. And for that, we want to increase domestic manufacturing of the electronic items, right? And in this direction, we have done really good. As of now, India became the world's second largest mobile manufacturer. Okay. And as of now, we have more than 300 units. See, these are the statements they can ask you in the exam. That USA is the largest manufacturer of mobile. India is the third largest, right? So please remember, India is the second largest mobile manufacturer. Okay, second largest mobile manufacturer. First point. And if I talk about the local phones production, So it has rose from 26% in 2014 to 99.2% in 2024 in just 10 years span. In just 10 years span. Why? Because in 2014 the NDA government came into power and the Make in India initiative launched. Okay, and within 10 years we are now making 325 to 330 million phones annually. Okay, and this is about the mobile phone. Now coming to the semiconductors. Okay, we have started this micron technology of 22,000 crore rupees, and this was approved. And in this direction, Tata Electronics they have started a semiconductor facility in Dholera, Gujarat, right? So this was approved in February 2024, and the project cost is 91,000 crore rupees. And if I talk about the entire electronics sector, so it is going to reach $300 billion by 2026. Now, this provide a very good opportunity. If you want to start some kind of electronic manufacturing, you can start, because the prospect and the potential is very high. Okay, under this Make in India initiative. Now, what important here is one more thing: the current with static linkage. You would say, sir, what is the static here? The Make in India scheme. Make in India scheme. Now, you all should know few things about Make in India. First of all, that was started in 2014, September 2014. All right. Purpose is what? To increase the manufacturing, the domestic manufacturing, and to increase export. Okay, increased manufacturing plus export. We have to reduce dependency upon China and other nations for import. All right. One more target is to increase the manufacturing percentage in GDP. Right now, it is around 16-17% the contribution of manufacturing in the GDP, and they want to increase it to 25%. All right. So these are the things you should know about this particular scheme. Okay. Which ministry? Ministry of Commerce and Industry, launch date, target, all these things you should know. Clear? Chalo. Next is government discontinued MLTGD under the gold monetization scheme. Now this is a 5-star news. 5-star news. This you should know. Recently, how many of you have heard about the rising gold prices? Tell me. How many of you? Guys, anyone? Are you there? Guys, please mention your name, those who are watching. So understand one thing here is that you all have heard about the rising gold prices. Right now it is somewhere around 1 lakh rupees for 24 carat of gold. And because of this, government has discontinued this MLTGD. What is MLTG? Let me explain you. Okay, so it is what? It is medium and long term government deposits. So it is basically a component under this gold monetization scheme, right? So from 26 March 2025, this is going to be discontinued. So what was this medium term gold deposit? What is the benefit? So it was basically you want to deposit your gold for 5 to 7 years and you are going to get 2.25% interest on that. For long term, you are going to deposit for 12 to 15 years and you are going to get 2.5% per annum. So what was the reason to discontinue it? The reason was because since let's say you have taken this medium term gold deposit, you have put your gold and you are getting interest. But when after 5 to 7 years, when you will go and get your gold back, you will get the value. Let's say you get the value of that time gold. Let's say when at the time of the deposit, the gold value was 60,000 rupees per 10 gram. Okay. Let's say someone used let's say withdraw from this scheme in 2020. At that time the gold was 60,000 rupees, so he got the gold value as per this rate. But now it has reached to 1 lakh rupees per 10 gram. So if someone go and withdraw that right now, so government has to pay at this rate, and this was the cause because it is becoming very much expensive. So government decided to also discontinue the sovereign gold bond scheme. Okay, so these are the reason to discontinue it and to withdraw the sovereign gold bond scheme. Okay. Now understand here. Yeah, just a minute now. Actually, the students are continuously messaging about their result. All right. So there are two schemes we are talking about. One is the gold monetization scheme, and the other one is the sovereign gold bond scheme. Both of these schemes were started in 2015. Now, what was the objective of the gold monetization? So basically, under this gold monetization scheme, now, the government basically wanted to mobilize ideal physical gold. Let's say in my house there is some gold stayed. Okay, there are some gold which are stored in the almirah, and it is like it is put in the almirah for 7 to 8 years. No one is touching that, right? So government wanted that they can give us that gold, right? And in return, we can provide them some kind of interest, and it will help in what? It will help in reducing the import. Right? If I go and give my gold to the government, right? So they will not import from other country because they are getting from inside the country only. Okay, and in return they will give me 2 or 2.5% per annum, right? But remember, everything is taxable here. So, and the second is the sovereign gold bond scheme. Sovereign gold bond scheme. What is basically this? So instead of purchasing solid gold, government say that you can use this sovereign gold bond, and it has the same value. It has the same value as the physical gold. Okay, so let's say you take this bond for 5 years. All right, and at that time the gold was, let's say, 60,000 rupees per 10 gram. You purchase it in, let's say, 2020. Now gold price has reached to 1 lakh rupees. So you will go to government and say, I want to redeem this bond. So government has to pay from 1 lakh rupees per 10 gram rate. So this was getting very expensive for the government. So government say we are discontinuing it. Okay, Anila. So that is the main reason. Clear? So from the gold monetization scheme, they have reduced, they have discontinued this too, and the entire sovereign gold bond scheme has been discontinued. All right. So please remember this and the difference between these two schemes. Next is Ministry of Rural Development and UNICEF. Okay, they have signed this UA SOI to empower rural women and youth. Now understand what is this UA partnership. First of all, make a short note. UA equal to Ministry of MORD plus UNICEF. All right. Clear? And what is the purpose of this MOU, or you can say statement of intent, SOI? What is the purpose? To basically enhance the livelihood opportunity, or you can say employment opportunities for whom? For the rural women and the youth. And how they are going to improve it? First of all, they are going to provide some kind of skill development. They want to promote rural entrepreneurship, and then they are going to connect with the youth, right? So under this, they have actually decided to create some kind of digital infrastructure. For example, establishment of computer Didi centers, Didi ki dukaan, right? And what is the purpose? They are going to train you in different aspects. For example, in computer Didi center, the women will get trained. Okay. Then there is skill platform. For example, youth hub, in which youth can connect with the Lakpatis Didis. Right? They are going to create Lakpati Didis earning 1 lakh annually. That is the aim. Also, it is aligned with the budget of 2025, which says about rural prosperity and resilience. So that is the thing. So just remember all these key aspects of this initiative. Just remember the name of the initiative and between which two organization it has happened. This is important. If you don't want to read it, not required. Okay. Is it clear? Yes, no? Chal. Always focus on the keyword, which is important to solve the questions. Alright. Chal. Next is MOE, Ministry of Education, launches Balpan Ki Kavita initiative to promote Indian rhymes in early education. बालपन की कविता. Have you heard of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star? Johnny Johnny Yes Papa. Similarly, the Ministry of Education, they have decided to launch Balpan ki Kavita. Basically, they want to compile this nursery rhymes in Bharatiya Bhasha in English. It means they want to convert all these things into the local languages, especially focusing on Hindi, right? So that the content, relevant content, get useful for the children in their early stages, and that too in their native languages. Let's say if some student, some children is from Odisha, and if he can get all these rhymes in Odia language, so it would be helpful for them to understand it, also to get the touch of their native language. Okay, it will be easy for them to comprehend. All right. So for that, there was nationwide competition also for pre-primary level, grade 1, grade 2 level. Okay. So these are the things. Just remember the name. Balpan ki Kavita initiative is what? To compile nursery rhymes in Bharatiya Bhasha. And it is an initiative of Ministry of Education. Alright. So these are your keywords which you have to remember. Alright. Chalo. Next is Ministry of Labour and Employment launched India's Social Protection Data Drive. Social protection. What does social protection means? We are reading the current affairs, but always try to focus on the keywords. What does this mean? Social protection means, for example, you are getting nutritious food, you are getting good education, you are getting pension, you are getting insurance. For all these things, government have different scheme. National Food Security Act for food nutrition, right to education for proper education, different types of pension scheme. For example, Atal Pension Yojana for unorganized sector, insurance, Ayushman Bharat Jan Arogya Yojana. So government is focusing on all the social protections area with different kind of scheme. Now, this Ministry of Labour and Employment, they have started the creation of data pooling exercise in collaboration with ILO and state government. So please remember, Ministry of Labour and Employment plus International Labour Organization, they are creating what? Data pooling. What is data pooling basically? What is the purpose of all this thing? To basically provide a consolidated overview of social protection coverage in India. How many people are protected under the social protection scheme? Okay. Also, it will strengthen India's position in trade and social security agreements. Right? So they are doing it in a phase-wise manner. In the phase 1, they have selected 10 states, right? And that is the thing. Also, there is a report of Indian International Labour Organization. The name of the report is World Social Protection Report. It says that the social protection coverage in India has increased from 24% to 48% in 3 years. So please remember this report name also. Okay. So what are the keywords you have to make for your short notes? First of all, this one, this formula. Then second one is what? Basically, overview of social protection coverage. Second thing is social protection coverage. Okay, data. And third one is ILO's World Social Protection Report. India has moved from 24% to 48%. Okay, this is your third thing. Clear? Like this, you have to make the short notes. Okay, guys, I have seen one of my student. He has actually replicated me. Right now, how I am making the short note, na, he has replicated the entire thing from I believe he appeared in the IBPS PO exam in, I believe, in October or November. He has done the similar thing for August, September, October, like this. Okay, at that time I was also taking the daily current affairs at that time. So he replicated each and everything. And he scored around 16 or 17 marks in GS. Right? He told me, sir, I just replicated you. I didn't apply my any kind of brain. I just replicated everything you told. I just memorized it. That's it. And he was able to solve 15-20 questions. Okay. So like this you can also do. Okay. But I don't want that you should not apply your brain. Also you can apply your brain. Okay. Chalo. Next is Department of Posts. Okay. They have released this 5 rupees commemorative postage stamps on Mata Karma. Now you can see here, there is a lady who is providing some kind of food item to a temple deity. So here, this lady is Mata Karma, and she is providing what? Khichdi, khichdi, okay, to this temple deity. In this temple is Jagannath Puri temple of Odisha. Okay, and here the deity is Lord Krishna. Okay, all right. So basically, she was an avid worshipper of Lord Krishna, and this is the Jagannath Puri temple, and she provides food for the poor and the God himself. Okay, so to commemorate her devotion, uh, Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Vishnu Dev Sai, they have released this stamp during this event in Raipur. Okay, 5 rupees commemorative postage stamp on her 1009th birth anniversary. So she was quite old, है ना? So this basically this post is depicting what Mata Karma serving khichdi to Lord Krishna with Jagannath temple in the background, and and this is basically depicting what the devotion she had for Lord Krishna. Okay, and Jagannath Puri temple, it is located where? It is located in Odisha. So those of you who are from Odisha, I believe I believe they know about this temple. Okay, this is a very famous temple, and there is a story. There is a story that the actual and see, I'm not very sure, but it is a story I have heard somewhere. Please don't start abusing. Okay, so there is a story that the actual heart of Lord Krishna, it is located in the temple. Okay, and during this there is a big Jagannath Puri Yatra. Okay, this is an entire procession in which they change the emblem, they change the flag of the temple, and they change the everything. All right, so it is a very famous and very you can say intense festival celebrated in Odisha. Okay, so there's a story behind this, and there is also a story that when the Kali Yuga will come, so the entire flooding will start from Jagannath Puri temple, right? It is that's why it is situated on the coast, right? So this is a story. I'm not sure about how correct it is, but the people from Odisha, those who are watching, they can tell the exact story. Okay, chalo. But see, Indian mythology, it is very interesting, and it has everything which a human has to face. Human has to go through his entire life, from birth to the working to the death, everything, the old age, everything. It is given in the Indian philosophy. Okay, chalo. That's why our Indian philosophy, it is considered as one of the most rich texts in the entire world. Okay. Next is Ministry of MSME announces new criteria for MSME from April 2025. So if you have read the budget, the union budget, there this revision was there in the budget itself. Okay, so now the investment, so basically now the new investment criteria would be 2.5 times, and the turnover would be 2 times. So you can see in the table here, so for micro enterprises, the earlier investment was what? 1 crore rupees. Now into 2.5 times, it is now 2.5%. So investment has become 2.5 times. Okay, and the turnover has become 2 times. So like this is the new rates which would classify the micro, small and medium enterprises. Please remember this thing, it is very important. Okay, I have also covered in the union budget. Okay, and it is effective from 1st April 2025. So what is would be the benefit? So easier loan access, priority in government contracts, all these things they will get through this new criteria. Okay, chalo. Next is the international news. Guys, are you following it now? How we are covering? Are you following it now? Because it is very easy. I am focusing on the keywords. I am giving you the context of the news. I am telling you what all the keywords you have to remember for this news. That's it. Because you need keywords to solve the MCQs. And my priority here is to help you solve the MCQ. Okay. Chalo. Next is Indonesia joins BRICS backed new development bank at its 11th member. Okay. So please remember, and recently, and Indonesia has also first joined the BRICS, And the BRICS has its own bank, that the name of this bank is New Development Bank. It is also known as BRICS Bank. Okay. So right now there are 10 members in the New Development Bank: Algeria, Bangladesh, Brazil, China, Egypt, India, Russia, South Africa, UAE and Uruguay. Please remember, it is not like that you have to first become a member of BRICS, then only you can become a member of NDB. This is that is not correct actually. Okay, because in BRICS, Algeria is not there. Okay, so please remember this thing. All right. So this meeting was between the NDB president, please remember the name, Dilma Vana Rousseff, all right, and President of Indonesia, Prabowo Subianto. So please remember these two names. It is very important. All right. Also, we have seen that Indonesia is also joined BRICS as its 10th member, and it has joined NDB, the New Development Bank, as its 11th member. So please remember the member of New Development Bank and the member of BRICS. This is very important. All right. Chalo. Next is IUCN released first green status assessment for lion in Africa and India. See, lions are only found in India and Africa. Remember this thing, and no place else. Okay, right? So IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, they released the conservation status of all the animals and plants. They have this book called, the name of the book is Red Data Book, and in this book the list of all the flora and fauna is there, and they are categorized into different types of vulnerability. For example, endangered, critically endangered, vulnerable, least concerned. Like this, there are different criteria on the basis of which the animals, the flora and the fauna, they are categorized. So this is the red list. Okay, so as per this first green status assessment of lion, they classified it as largely depleted, and but on the IUCN red list, it is in the vulnerable section. All right. So please remember this thing. In the green status, it is largely depleted, but in the red data book, it is classified as vulnerable. Okay. So this green status, it basically has 9 categories. Okay. Fully recovered, slightly depleted, largely depleted, extinct in the wild, like this. On the basis of this, they categorize different animals. All right. So please remember this one. Chalo. Guys, if you have any kind of doubt, do let me know. I believe these are very simple news. Just follow it, and underline the keywords. That's it. Nothing there to remember. Also, this green status, this was introduced by IUCN in the concept called Conservation in Biology Journal in July 2021. Basically, they track how every species is getting recovered. For example, tiger, it is in endangered category. So what is the status of its recovery? You will get in the green status journal. Okay. Chalo. Now is the banking, finance and the economy. First news is IRDEA, Indian Renewable Energy Development Authority. Okay, they have secured 26 billion Japanese yen as external commercial borrowing facility from SBI Tokyo. SBI is also there in Tokyo. Okay, Tokyo is the capital of Japan. So how much money they have got? They have got 26 billion yen. Okay, it converts into 1476 crore as external commercial borrowing. So if you have read the budget, I have told you the incoming money, it is divided into two types of sources. One is the tax revenue and other is the non-tax revenue. In this, we consider external commercial borrowing as one of the factor. Okay, so they have got from SBI Tokyo, they have got 26 billion yen. All right, and it is the loan is provided for 5 years, and this will be repaid in a single payment at maturity. So after 5 years, the government of India, they have to return this money with certain interest. And you would be surprised to know that the majority of the money in the budget, okay, is spent over interest payment on these kind of borrowings. All right. So please remember this thing, and please go through the union budget video I have uploaded on the YouTube. Please go and watch this thing if you don't understand the basic. Okay, so please remember this thing. Also, this is has a green shoe option. Okay, now what is a green shoe option? Let me tell you. Whenever, see, have you heard of term greenfield? It means from the very scratch. Okay, yes, yes. All right. So basic green shoe option is what? It basically means to sell more shares than the initially planned. Okay, if there is high demand, they can sell more shares. That is known as green shoe option. All right. So please remember this thing. And why it is called a green shoe? Because it is named after this green shoe manufacturing company who first used this method in United States of America. That this fact now very few people know. Why we call it as green shoe option? Because there was this company by the name of this who first used this technique in the United States. All right. So please remember this thing. So what happened is once let's say there's a company, it has issued an IPO. Okay, everything is good, going good, and it has oversubscribed. So after the listing, na, they releases some extra shares. Okay, because the demand is very high. That is known as the green shoe option. All right, chalo. Clear? Yes, no. Very simple term. If you have any doubt, just let me know. है ना? And the green shoe option is 10 billion Japanese yen. And this is done to enhance the flexibility due to high demand. Chalo. Next is RBI imposes penalties on HDFC Bank, Punjab Sindh Bank and KLM Exiva Finvest. Please remember the name. These kind of question they basically ask. Okay. I'm going to create one video on RBI in news from November 2024 till March 2025. Okay. So all these kind of news will be covered in that. Right. One student was asking, sir, you don't cover RBI in news. So I don't take separate video. I include it in the current affairs. Okay. So this is a type of RBI in news. So please remember the name of the bank. HDFC Bank is there, Punjab and Sindh and KLM Exiva Finvest. So why there the penalty? So 75 lakh rupees penalty. Why? Because non-compliance of KYC. KYC is what? Know your customer. It is a method to know what kind of customer we have, right? Whether he's a real person or not, whether he's impersonating some other person or not. So how they know this thing? They ask the person their Aadhaar card and PAN card. Okay, through this it is a they verify whether the customer is a real customer or not. Okay, and why Punjab and Sindh Bank? Because they does not report the borrowers. Okay, because everything have to be reported and they didn't report. So because of these certain things, they have been fined. All right. Chalo, just remember the name of the bank: HDFC, Punjab Sindh, and KLM Exiva Finvest. That's it. Next is Zuno General Insurance became India's first insurer to integrate PHYD as standard feature in motor insurance. PHYD. What is PHYD? It is pay how you drive. So they have included it into the motor insurance. All right. So what is this thing? So basically, it assess. This is a method. It is a mobile telematics. It assess the driving pattern. Let's say I am a driver. I regularly drive my car. So this thing, na, it will assess my driving pattern. Do I go on a high speed every day? Do I frequently brake? Do I get distracted? So everything will be provided on a real time basis through the Zuno app. And the purpose of this is basically safe drivers can lower premium. If you are a safe driver, you can pay lower premium. But if you are a risky driver who's drive on a very high speed, frequently brakes, they have to pay more. All right. So it is what? It is basically data driven insurance model. And this is which company has introduced this? Zuno General Insurance. Please remember these are the keywords you have to remember for this news. The riskier you are, the higher the premium you have to pay, and this is the principle of insurance. Okay, the safer you are, the lower the risk you have to do. you have to pay the premium. Okay, chalo. Next is RBI revises PSL norms to boost credit access effective from 1st April. What is PSL? PSL is what? Priority sector lending. Okay. The priority sector lending, priority sector are the sectors which are very important for the Indian economy. For example, agriculture, the MSME sector, like this. Okay. Now the loan limits have been increased, including for housing loans also. Right. So please remember. Also, the PSL target for urban cooperative banks have revised to 60%. Earlier it was 40%. Now it has increased to 60%. All right, of the adjusted net bank credit. So around 40-60% of the loan the urban cooperative bank they have to give, all right, to the priority sector lending. Generally, the commercial bank have to provide 40% of their entire credit to the PSL. But for special banks like urban cooperative, they have to provide 60%. Right. So please remember, and they have expanded the list of eligible borrowers under the weaker section. Yeah. So remember this thing, they have done certain amendments here. All right. And see, priority sectors, if you want to, okay. So priority sector, if you don't focus on them, na, the entire Indian economy would crumble. Because for example, agriculture is one very important area. Why? Because around more than 50% of the India's population it is engaged in the agriculture sector. And that's why we call Indian economy as an agrarian economy. But if we look at from the contribution to GDP, it is only 10 to 15%. But due to its high rate of employment, it is very important. All right. So please remember this thing. So the housing loan limits, it has also increased. For example, if it is in a metropolitan area, okay, it means the population is more than 50 lakh rupees. 50 lakh people. The loan limit has increased to 50 lakhs. Okay. Those the places or the cities which has a population between 10 to 50 lakhs, the loan limit is set to 45 lakhs. Right. And below 10 lakh, you will get 35 lakh rupees as loan. Okay. So please remember this thing. So what they have done, they have included the weaker section. They have increased the urban cooperative loan target. Okay. Also, they have increased the education loan limit has also increased. Earlier it was 20 lakh. Now they have increased it to 25 lakh rupees. So please remember all these things. Okay. This is very, very important. Chalo. Next is SEBI cuts rights issue timeline to 23 days for faster fundraising. So what is rights issue? So let's say, I have already told you before also, let's say there are shareholders. Okay, there are different shareholders, right? And there is a company called Tata Motors. So Tata Motors has issued some share, but Tata Motors feel that not everyone has been compensated properly and there is high demand. Okay, so what they will do? They will again issue the shares, but at a discounted price. To whom? To its original shareholders. And that is known as a rights issue. Okay, they are issuing their rights to their existing shareholder at a discounted price. Okay, so the SEBI has reduced the timeline for rights issue from 126 days to 23 days. Now they can quickly do that. So what will happen? What will happen? So it will help in better raising of funds. And earlier would take 40 days, now it can be done within 20 days. All right, so that is the purpose. These things you don't have to read, right? First, this is known as what? Current with static linkage. You should understand the concept of rights issue. Okay, this is very, very important. This news is not important. All right, but the static fact related with this is important for your exam. Just remember the days. It has reduced to 23 days and it is effective from 7th April. Please remember all these things. Yeah, which is marked by me in the slides. All right, chalo. Now, science and tech related news. SpaceX launched Hex 20 Nila satellite into space. Hex 20 Nila satellite. So let's see what this Nila satellite is. So basically, It has been sent through this SpaceX Transporter 13 mission. Purpose is what? To test and validate this indigenously developed subsystem. Okay, so this mission has been supported by InSpace. InSpace is what? Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center, along with ISRO and German deployer Exolon. So these are the agencies which has helped them to launch this satellite. Okay, and what is the purpose? To test this subsystem. Okay, the name of this satellite is Nila, which has been launched. Please remember this thing. Okay, and in future they want to launch this 50 kg satellite during this PSLV of ISRO. Okay, Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. All right. So please remember this thing. Just what you have to remember: Nila satellite to test subsystem, right? Coordinated by InSpace, ISRO, and German Exolaunch. These are the keywords. Chalo. Next is awards and recognition. Rana Das Gupta wins Yale 2025 Wyndham Campbell Prize for Non-Fiction. Please remember the name Rama Das Gupta. What award he has won? Wyndham Campbell Prize. For which category? For non-fiction category. What is the name of the book? Capital, a portrait of 21st century Delhi. Okay. So basically this book is about the critique of hyper-capitalism and industrialization which happened in New Delhi. Okay. So please remember this thing. All right. And so these are other also in fiction. Sigrid Nunes from USA has won. Drama Roy Williams, poetry Anthony V. Capildo. Just remember name because we are giving an Indian exam, so they can ask question from which Indian has actually won the this award. Okay, please remember this thing: Wyndham Campbell Prize, Rana Das Gupta. These are your two keywords which you have to remember, and the name of the book, Capital. That's it. Next is violinist R.K. Sri Ram Kumar received 2025 Sahitya Kalanidhi Award of the Music Academy. Very, very important. Remember the name R.K. Sri Ram Kumar. He is a violinist. Okay. And it has been given by the Music Academy of Madras. And he is a Carnatic violinist. See, the music in India, it is divided into two parts, two types of music. The Hindustani music, Hindustani style, and the second one is the Carnatic. Carnatic is mostly in the South India. Okay. Hindustani is mostly in the North India. Alright. And his selection coincided with the 250th birth anniversary of Muthu Swami Dikshitkar. Okay. So he was one of the famous musician at that time. Alright. So please remember this thing. Other awardees were also there. You can read it, otherwise you can read it. But please remember this name, R.K. Sri Ram Kumar. Alright. Chalo. Next is the reports and indices. Hurun Global Rich List 2025. Elon Musk topped, Mukesh Ambani emerges as India's richest person. These two names, they are only coming every time. Every time this Hurun releases this Global Rich List from India, either it is Mukesh Ambani or Gautam Adani, these two people. Okay. So the richest from India is Mukesh Ambani with 100 billion. Okay. And he is ranked 17th in the global ranking. Gautam Adani, 97 billion. Okay. And third one is Roshni Nadar Malhotra, the daughter of HCL founder. Okay. So please remember. And globally, who is the richest? Elon Musk. 420 billion. Second one is Jeff Bezos, 266 billion. And the third one is Mark Zuckerberg. Right. So please remember this thing. All right. Chalo. And which is the global billionaire capital? New York. Second one is London. And third one is Shanghai. Okay. Please remember this thing. Chalo. Next is GFCI 37. So Gift City leads in reputational advantage and improves fintech ranking. So Gift City in Gujarat. Alright. So this China Development Institute and they have released this 37 Global Financial Center Index. So it basically ranks which are the best financial centers across the world. So we know that the Gujarat Fintech City or the Gift City, it is one of the most famous one in India, and it has ranked 40 in the fintech list, and it has topped. It is in number one position in the reputational advantage category. There are different categories of this report or index. In the reputational advantage category, it is at number one, but overall it is at number 40th. Which has the highest number? New York. Okay, second is London, and third one is Hong Kong. Please remember this thing. Okay, New York, London, and Hong Kong. India's gift city is at 40th. All right, chalo. Next is UN FAO report. FAO is what? Food and Agriculture Organization. They have released a report at CGRFA 20. There was this event. In this, they have released a report which says that global crop diversity under threat as 9 crops dominate production. Okay, so there was this report, third report on the state of world plant genetic resource for food and agriculture. See, it is a 1-star news. If you want to read it, you can read it. Otherwise, you can read it. The report says that overall, there are only 9 crops which are mostly cultivated: sugarcane, maize, rice, wheat, potatoes, soybean, palm oil, sugar beet, and cassava. Okay, and it says that it is threat to the diversity, because if there is more diversity, it would be fruitful for the soil and the biodiversity. But we are only focusing on the 9 crops, which is harmful for the diversity. Okay, and this was released at the Commission on Genetic Resources for Food and Agriculture. So it happened in Rome, Italy. Okay, the headquarter of FAO is also Rome. Okay, chalo. Next is appointments and resignation. Rajiv Gauba appointed as the 5th full-time member of Niti Aayog. Okay, actually he was the ex-Home Secretary, I believe. Okay, sorry, yeah, Cabinet Secretary. So he was previously the Cabinet Secretary from 2019 to 2024. Now he has been appointed as a full-time member of Niti Aayog. Okay, he is a 1982 IAS officer. Alright, so please remember this thing, and he has worked really good in the Jammu Kashmir Reorganization Act of 2019. So remember the name, Rajiv Gauba, full-time member of Niti Aayog. He was the ex-Cabinet Secretary. Cabinet Secretary is the top bureaucrat of India, top officer of India. When you get selected in UPSC, na, you are especially in the IAS. Okay, so when you get selected in the IAS, you first become in the trainee, you become as SDM. Okay, after 6 years you become district magistrate or collector. Then you promote to secretary, then principal secretary, then additional chief secretary, and in the center, if you are senior most, you would be taken to so PS in state, principal secretary in the state is equivalent to joint secretary in central. Okay, then secretary, ministerial secretary. Okay, for example, textile secretary, home secretary, and then at the top most is the cabinet secretary. Okay, like this is the hierarchy. Chalo. Next is Indian origin Jay Bhattacharya appointed as 18th director of NIH. Alright, so NIH USA, Jay Bhattacharya is the new director. Alright, and he succeeded Dr. Monica M. Right, so please remember this thing. And he has authored one book called Great Barrington Declaration. Alright, so please remember the name. Alright, chalo. Next is Dilma Vana Rousseff, re-elected as president of NDB. So we have recently read the news in which Indonesia has become the member of NDB, in which we have seen that Dilma Vana Rousseff has been re-elected as the president of New Development Bank, which is also known as the BRICS Bank. Okay. Acha, one student was asking, sir, what is this NIH? NIH is National Institute of Health. Okay. Chalo. So she has been re-elected as NDB president. All right. And she was the former president of Brazil. Please remember this thing. Now she will remain as the president of New Development Bank till 2030. All right. Please remember this thing. And she was the ex-president of Brazil also. Right. Chalo. And she has succeeded Marcus Troija. He was the earlier chief of New Development Bank. Next is the defense news. Ministry of Defense signed 2,500 crore rupees contract for anti-tank missile and light vehicle. So, with whom they have signed? They have signed with AVNL, right? And Force Motors and Mahindra for 5,000 light vehicles. Okay. and the contract is 2,500 crore rupees. So NAMIS is what? It is developed by DRDO. Okay, this missile has a range of 500 meter to 4 kilometer, and it is a anti-tank missile. Please remember this thing. All right. And during this event, there was a book launch also. So C.R. Patil, he is the Union Minister. He has launched a book called Ripples of Change. Right. So please remember this thing. It basically, the book is about gender empowerment under Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin and the Jal Jeevan Mission. Chalo. Next is Bandhan Bank signs MOU with Indian Air Force for Shore Salary Account. So which bank? Bandhan Bank. They have collaborated with whom? The Indian Air Force. For what? For Shore Salary Account. Okay. So Shore Salary Account basically for Indian Air Force personnel, veterans and families. Okay. So what are the benefit? It is a zero balance facility. Personalized insurance is there. Competitive interest rate. Alright. So please remember this thing. Just remember the name of the bank, Indian Air Force, and the what type of account it is. It is Shore Salary Account. Okay. Basically to help the Indian Air Force personnels. Alright. Chalo. Next is the sports news. Khelo India Para Games. Haryana topped the medal with 34 golds. Para India Games. Khelo Para India Games. Right. So number one was Haryana. Alright. And second was what? And see, this is the second Khelo India Para Games 2025 which held in New Delhi. So remember the venue. Okay. Venue was New Delhi. And this was the second game. Okay. So the top three teams were, number one was Haryana. Second was Tamil Nadu. And third was UP. 1, 2, 3. Alright. What was the official mascot of the Khelo in Para Games? Ujjwala. Okay. And it is inspired by House of Sparrow, Delhi. Right. Please remember the name. Ujjwala. Chalo. Next is Mumbai Indians clinch WPL title 2025 for the second time by defeating Delhi Capitals. So Women Premier League was won by Mumbai Indians and they have defeated Delhi Capitals. And what was the venue? Brabant Stadium, Mumbai. Please remember the venue. Winner was Mumbai Indians first and second was what? Delhi Capitals. Event was Women Premier League. Just remember this thing. Alright. And you don't have to remember other things. Just remember these three things which I have told you. The questions are asked from these areas only. Alright. Chalo.